The time has come. The world knows it. You know it. I know it. This world knows it. The time has come to bench Nelson Agholor's ass.
Yep, the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Everybody do it. King Dingbat here, and I've had a chance to watch this Eagles-Patriots game 2 times through, and I've watched about half of the All-22 so far. And I gotta tell you, I love Carson Wentz. I love him. I love the guy. And Nitro Freak, man, shout out to you, man, but I don't know what you're talking about. You said he's scared, he looks lost. All I see is a guy that is going all out, trying to win every play, doing everything he can, taking a beating, and keep getting up and keep coming at them. I love the kid. I love him. Okay? And, I told you about the things I didn't like when I watched Carson and some of the things I think he made mistakes on. Now, watching it twice through already, and then the last time I watched it, I put the sound way up because I wanted to hear what Romo said, because I can't hear on my live streams what they're really talking about. I gotta tell you, Carson on the second to last drive where he missed Ertz, especially on that 3rd and 10, that's on him. He definitely missed some passes. He was inaccurate at times. No question about it, especially on that last drive. He maybe could have checked down here or there, not as much as you think. To be honest with you, I'm just being honest, I don't think his performance is as bad as everybody is portraying. I really don't. Now, I'm not saying he was good. I'm not saying he didn't have his flaws. But I'm saying when you look at this game honestly, twice through, and you look at the All-22, and you look at some of the things that were going on, dude, I don't know what the hell he can do. I don't know. I mean, I'm watching guys never get open. Never. And then sometimes people will say, I remember a couple plays where people say, well, did you see Miles Sanders was open there, or this guy was open there? But when you really look at it, the only reason it looks like they're open is because Carson has already started to throw to the other side, and all the corners and everybody is tailing off to go chase the ball carrier. A lot of times guys aren't open. I mean, a lot. And Carson made some of the most unbelievable passes that I've ever seen. I mean, just some passes that 85-90% of the starting quarterbacks cannot make in this league. He made one on Ertz on the sideline. Goddard dropped one. Then he made one late in the second half to Ertz again through 3 defenders. I mean, Carson, most quarterbacks have a window like this, right? Let's say their window's like this every game. Carson's windows are like this. That's what we're dealing with every game. So if he is not perfect on every pass, you have no chance. You have no chance. Carson, my biggest flaw, my biggest problems with Carson Wentz were that last drive, the second to last drive, the one where Nelson Agholor drops it in the end zone. We're going to get to him in a minute. But that's my biggest problem is those 3 plays where he basically overthrew guys. And the second down one to Nelson, I almost think he was throwing it away. There was one guy crossing the middle. There was nobody on the right side, and all he had was a dump off to Nelson that was covered. So I don't even care about that one. It's that 3rd down play to Ertz where he would have caught it, a good pass, he catches it and turns it up, gets the 1st down. That was totally there. And, despite, people can say, well, he choked and that was a big moment. You can say all that you want. But on 4th down, when it's even more pressure because now the game is on the line, there is no other place. He made a strike. I mean a strike to Nelson Agholor. I mean, it was a perfect pass. And I don't care what anybody says. The only reason it looked awkward was because Nelson Agholor decides, running the route, to turn inside and then try to kind of go back outside. If he just remains straight, runs, he could have had turned around easily and caught it. It should have been a touchdown. Okay? So when I look at Carson, my criticisms of him for the most part stand. He was inaccurate. A couple times he could have checked down. And when I say inaccurate, I'm specifically really mostly focusing on that last drive because that was the big one. But other than that, man, I think he's getting a lot of heat, and he should. He's the quarterback. That's going to happen. I get it. But when you watch this thing through, and you see how little separation these receivers get, how they can't get open, how Stephon Gilmore just is all over Ertz, I don't know what you want the guy to do. I don't know what you can do. I mean, there were a couple times they sent Miles Sanders out and a linebacker was on him, but he wasn't like open or anything. Nobody is pretty much opened, okay? And I don't get it. And even Romo's talking about it. He's like, they need to use Miles Sanders. They need to send him out. And he's circling the space in the game going, look at all this open space. Why don't they put Miles Sanders there? And it's true. If you just let Miles Sanders go 5 yards, turn around, Carson could have been dumping off to him all day long. But the problem wasn't Carson not hitting him or checking down to him. The problem is he was in blocking and not going out. So because of that, they wasted an opportunity. So I blame Mike Groh, and Mike Groh's horrible. And Mike Groh, I'm totally confused about this guy. I don't really understand what this guy, what are you doing? Did you see this guy's press conference today? Did you see? He said that how they're going to fix it this week is they're going to work harder. I mean, really? You're going to work harder? You didn't work hard last week. You were only playing the Super Bowl champions. Now you want to play, now you're going to say you're going to work harder? That's not good enough. And then, even more insulting to our intelligence, he says Nelson Agholor hasn't regressed since 2017. What? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? That's the most ridiculous lie I've ever heard. I don't even believe he believes it. But I understand why his dad fired his ass. I do. Because that's ridiculous. Nelson Agholor, it's just Nelson, is the worst wide receiver in the National Football League. This is coming out from PFF, who I don't trust too much. I think Football Outsiders also have him ranked as the last receiver. Now, I don't believe PFF on a lot of their rankings and stuff. I think they're off. But this passes the eye test. Because I could have told you, after week two, Nelson Agholor was done. He was done. We were in trouble. As soon as he dropped that game winner against Atlanta, it was over. Okay, it was over because he mentally checks out. It gets in his head mentally. And once he has things go bad early, he can't recover from it. He needs things to go good. Just think about 2017. Why did Nelson Agholor get off to a good start in 2017? I'll tell you why. Because that play that he scores the first touchdown of the year where Carson scrambles, he goes downfield, Nelson Agholor caught it, he scores a touchdown. Nelson Agholor has a good year because mentally it was a positive, it was something to build on. When he missed that ball versus Atlanta, it was over. It was over. And the truth of the matter is, you have to get this guy out of the game. It is time to bench Nelson Agholor. It has to be done. It has to be done. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. 4th down, we talked about that play. Carson made great strike. Nelson, don't take the right angle, right? That was hard, whatever. But what's even more interesting is if you watch that game again and you watch the strike early in the game where Carson throws into the back of the end zone. Somehow he stays alive. Unbelievable play by Carson Wentz. Throws a strike in the back of the end zone. Nelson Agholor catches it 2 feet out of bounds. If you really watch that play, you see Nelson Agholor made no effort to know where he was, to reach out for the ball, and to keep 2 feet in. He could have kept 2 feet in. I would say 80 to 90% of the receivers in the league would have kept 2 feet in, and that would have been a touchdown. He made not even one attempt Okay? So either he doesn't want to make the full effort, or he doesn't have the awareness to know when to do it. You got to bench him. You got to bench him. You have to bench Nelson Agholor. It's my opinion. And look, I would bench him this week. They've done it before. And when they did it, the funny thing is I read a statistic that when they benched Nelson Agholor versus Seattle, he pretty much had almost the same statistics that he has now. So, and I think that was week 10 in which they benched him. So I would bench him again. I would call up Greg Ward. I would give him a chance. I would let Ortega-Whiteside play in the slot. Give Greg Ward a chance, maybe on the outside, move him around. I don't care how you do it. Just bench. You got to bench the guy. He is costing us game after game after game. Okay? I'm done with him. I'm done with Nelson Agholor. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he ever was. I think he had a career year based on a good play early in the season to build his confidence. He doesn't have that confidence now. He's not going to get it. Every week he costs us. Every week he makes drops. He makes mistakes. Every week. I'm sorry. That was a strike in the back of the end zone that Carson made. Not a touchdown. The Atlanta game, not a touchdown. The air fumble. I never seen an air fumble against Detroit. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And it's time to make a change. And this is more, this is not just about Nelson Agholor. This is about the offense. This is about the offense doing something different, changing something up, looking for something to get things going around. Stop doing the same thing. And why is Mike Groh going into a bye week and changes nothing? You're supposed to review the whole season, figure out what works, figure out what has been not going good, and make adjustments. There were no adjustments versus the Patriots. None. So what's he going to do in a week? The guy didn't even know how to use golden tape. Damn! This guy frustrates me. I'm telling you, the Eagles could have won that game. They could have won that game versus the Patriots. The defense was fantastic. Yes, Carson had his flaws. Receivers can't get open and things like that. But at the end of the day, the way I see it, there were two plays that were both touchdowns. And Nelson Agholor didn't come up with either one of them. When are they going to make a play for our quarterback? When am I going to watch the toe tap on the sideline for our quarterback? When am I going to see a guy catch a ball that you didn't think he was going to catch from my quarterback? Because my quarterback don't get it. But Russell Wilson does, Patrick Mahomes does, Philip Rivers does, Dak Prescott does, whoever else, Lamar Jackson does. Everybody else gets that from their guys except us. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.